Growing up, I didn't like church really. I kind of didn't understand it, and it kind of felt like a waste of time. I didn't want to wake up early on Sundays like it was the weekend, so I didn't want to do that. I had a good family. I didn't really go through a lot as a child. It was a pretty ideal childhood. Going into middle school, I had a friend who invited me to Lake City Church, and I really liked it. And it was kind of weird. I grew up not really liking church, so going there for the first time and having music that was singable and danceable, it was really new, and I really liked it. So, but I kind of felt weird going because I felt like I was betraying my family, kind of. But as I continued to go, I realized that this is kind of more where I find God. And growing up in the Catholic Church, I didn't really understand that I could have a relationship with God. I kind of more saw it as just worshiping Him. I didn't really realize that it was a two-way street. And so as I continued going to church with my friend, I realized whoa, this is kind of cool. I can actually have a relationship with Him. And but I was still really surface level, just kind of understanding it. I didn't have a Bible, but I've heard the stories, I knew the stories, but I didn't really live by them. And a lot of me, I grew up a good kid. I had good grades. I didn't get in trouble a lot. So part of me didn't really feel like I needed Jesus, because I felt like a lot of people only needed them when they were at rock bottom. And I knew I wasn't at rock bottom. I was a great kid growing up. I had a great childhood. So my sophomore year, I had a student teacher in math named Christine, and I knew she was involved with Young Life at our school, and we actually ended up starting an athletes small group for girls. There was 6 of us, and it was the first time that I kind of had a community that all believed the same thing, and the first people that I was able to talk about God with. And yeah, it was really great just having those people there. And after a few months of that, she always talked about this community that she had back in Moscow at Resonate Church. And so after a few months of having this small group, we actually took a road trip and stayed a weekend down in Moscow and got to meet all these people at Resonate. And they were all such genuine people, and every time they talked to you or just introduced themselves, they were just so intentional, and if they asked you just about your life, they genuinely wanted to know about your life, and they were just some of the coolest people I've ever met. I kind of realized I don't need to be in Moscow to feel that. And so after probably a year, we started inviting more people, and it expanded a lot. And it used to only be girls, and then we invited guys, and it tripled in size, and it was amazing. It was really cool, and that community just became such a foundation for so many people, including myself. So after I kind of had that community and that foundation that really felt real, I realized that I can kind of pursue God on my own and really make this relationship mine. And for a while, it was hard for me to kind of see the changes that God was doing in my life, but it was really easy to see them in the people around me and in my small group. And as I was spending more time with these people, and as we were growing in faith together, I was really starting to notice how much my life was changing. And it was just so great, and it was so just different than how I was living my life before, and it was just so full and happy. And I remember meeting these people in Moscow that were just so pure and happy and joyful, and I just wanted it so bad. And I realized that it's God that they have, and that's what's making them like this. So for my 17th birthday, my small group got me a Bible, and it was the first Bible I've ever owned, so it was really exciting. And they all signed it, and they all wrote these messages about just our walks in faith together, and they were all so personal, and it's just the greatest thing I've ever owned. It was just this love letter book filled with people's names that I loved and I've grown with, and yeah, it's the greatest gift I've ever gotten. It's just the good news of the Bible mixed with the people that I love, and it was the best thing I've ever got. My name is Kladar, and I'm part of a greater story.